I didn't live on the dorms. I instead decided to do an apartment. So my roommate and I, we found an apartment, and they had this beautiful court area. Had a giant checkers board on the ground, some seats to sit in, and it had some hammocks. So my roommate goes over to the hammock and she plops right in and she's fine. I've never sat in a hammock before. So I go over and I plop right in. And instead of landing in the hammock, I landed on the ground. And I'm pretty sure my tailbone is still bruised to this day. So, to ensure you do not bruise your tailbones when trying to sit into a hammock, I'm going to show you how to set up a hammock and 2 of my favorite ways to get into said hammock. So the first thing you want to start with, make sure you have all of the tools. Usually if you just buy a hammock online, it comes with the ropes that you need and the hammock that you need. This is what your standard rope is going to look like. Here's what you need to know. There is this loop right here, and then a whole section on the rope that doesn't have any loops on it. This is the important side. If you look at the other side, it's loop after loop after loop after loop. When you're going to set up your hammock, you want to hold the side with only 1 loop on it in your hand. When you put the rope around the tree or the post, wherever you decide to set it up, as long as it has a pretty good distance between it for your hammock, you're going to put the rope around it, slide the side that has all of the loops through the side that only has 1. I'm going to demonstrate. Go over to the tree, loop it around. This is my side with only 1 loop, so I'm going to put the other side through the 1 loop. And you want to pull it tight. I like to lean all my body weight against it to make sure it's tight. So you've done it on one side. Now you do it on the other. Simple, same. Take your rope, take the side with only 1 loop, move it around the tree, put the side with all the loops through the 1, pull it tight, and your 2 ropes are set up. When you're doing this, you want to make sure you're at a pretty good height. If you notice, I went about this far off the ground from the bottom. You basically just want enough so that when you sit in the hammock, it won't touch the ground. The next thing you want to do is actually hook your hammock onto the rope. That's what all the loops are for. You're going to have a carabiner on each side. You're going to put the carabiner through any of those loops. The reason there are so many is because that's what's going to help you figure out what height you're going to be at off of the ground. So I'm going to start with this side because it's down the hill. Take your carabiner. I'm going to go a little higher up because I know that I have the room to do that. But remember, it's not set in stone. You can always move loops. You just unhook the carabiner. So I'm going to start there. It's hooked on. It's secure. I'm then going to go to the other side and slip up the hill and then hook that side on. And now it's up. It's set. One tip I will say is that if your hammock is portable, it's going to come in this little pouch and you basically just stuff it back inside. I like to put the pouch facing whichever direction I'm going to face because it's big enough to fit a water bottle, your phone, your wallet, whatever you want to put in there, so that you can put it there instead of putting it on the ground wherever you're hammocking. Now you're set up. Fantastic. Now you have to know how to get into your hammock. So, the first way is just the regular hammock sit, is what we call it. Sometimes the flammock, such as flop and hammock put together. So, this is my backside. I'm going to hold it in my hand, and I'm going to put this bottom side underneath me. I like to hold this just because it makes me feel more protected, so when I lean back, I know there's something behind me. Holding onto the back, pushing down on the bottom a little bit, you just sit. And you're in. And you're swinging. Who said swinging is for children? Nobody. Now you have to know how to get out. So, I like to put pressure on this back part of the hammock because it'll help you pop out of the front when you're higher up, it makes more sense. And you just step out. I'll show you one more way to get in. This one's a little more fun. We call it the flamingo. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take the hammock, you're gonna put it over your back, put one leg up, and you're gonna hook it through part of the hammock, and then you flip over. I'll show you. Take the hammock, put it over your back. I'm gonna put this leg in this part of the hammock. The flamingo. Thank you, thank you. So, now that you know how to set up your hammock, you know how to get into your hammock, and you know how to get out of your hammock, all I have left to say is, happy hammocking.
Yay!